Hello and welcome. I'm Ijoma Onyato tonight. Fuel scarcity takes toll on motorists across Nigeria. NNPC insists no shortage of product supply in the country. President Jonathan applauds NYSC scheme, offers automatic employment to 164 former corps members. Residents of Ebonyi State take to the streets to protest against move to impeach Governor Martins Ilichi. And Namibia's outgoing president, Pt.1 Pohamba, wins Mo Ibrahim Foundation $5 million African Leadership Prize.
On Business News tonight, the federal government announces plans to help Nigerians acquire vehicles at low interest rate.
And in sports news, Super Falcons coach Edwin Okun says he will not rely on foreign-based players for the All-Africa Games and 2016 Olympic qualifiers.
We begin with a battle at the pumps as long petrol queues continue to stretch across various fuel stations around the country. When our crew visited some stations, people complained of waiting for several hours, only to find out that there was no product available. Some operators who spoke off camera could not explain the cause of the scarcity.
Fuel stations close to prospective customers, and the ones whose gates are open, there are long queues. Motorists and people hoping to buy the petrol in their jerry cans have to wait several hours to get lucky. Across several states, the mood is the same amongst the motorists and commuters.
I've been on queues over 4 hours now. So I think the NNPC, that is the opposite side of this so-called filling station. So the NNPC, which we all depend on, maybe we sell the fuel, so they didn't sell. So we have no choice than to queue on this the other side of the main road so that we can have the fuel.
From Lagos to Ogun and on to Oyo, Osun and Ekiti in southwest Nigeria to Jos in the north central, some of these people have had to stay away from work just so they can fuel their vehicles.
The only thing they kept telling us is this issue between the marketers and the filling station. Because we can't get fuel anywhere. This is the only filling station that is selling around this area. And we don't have a choice. We just have to queue. Thank you very much. We hope this will be sorted out soonest.
In the meantime, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation has continued to insist that there is adequate supply for everyone and there is no need for hoarding or panic buying.
Well, despite the long queues at petrol stations around the country, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation says adequate supply of petroleum products have been dispatched across the nation to stop what they've called an artificially induced scarcity. At a news conference in Abuja, the Group Managing Director of the NNPC, Dr. Joseph Dauda, says his counterparts in NNPC subsidiaries disclosed that over 800,000 metric tons, equivalent of about 1 billion litres, are available for sale in the month of March alone, with enough capacity to meet demands up till April. Our correspondent Emologo Nadi reports.
As at Monday afternoon, a few petrol stations in Abuja had no petroleum products for sale, but at major filling stations across the city centre, sales were ongoing, while several tankers of petroleum products arrived for offloading. Many consumers had waited hours to get petrol, some 8, others up to 18 hours, and many of them were angry.
They've been selling, they are using a different route to sell to they are not selling to the public. They are selling to their own cronies. Is it how it's supposed to be? I've been here for since 6:54. I'm still here.
Since yesterday around 6 o'clock. Yesterday, I sleep for filling station. Up to now, I never get a phone.
The regulatory bodies for petroleum products pricing, sale and control held a joint news conference to ensure Nigerians of availability of petrol to last till April, but warned against hoarding of the products.
As of today, we have more than enough in our stock. for the entire nation. And there is a good build-up now till April. So with this build-up, we are very, very confident that we will not have any problems in terms of supplies. There are challenges with distribution. We will continue to handle those challenges, and we will try everything possible to make it as seamless, smooth, and as stable as possible.
We make sure that those that have fuel don't hurt them, and people don't also divert petroleum products. So that we are doing. Again, I will also reassure marketers that as much as possible, we will not shut down their filling stations so that we don't cause too much hardship for other people. But anybody that hurt, we will make sure that they sell the fuel and penalize them thereafter.
The 2015 elections are approaching, and the high exchange rate of naira to the dollar has resulted in a hike in market price of some products. Observers say an increase in the price of petroleum products or persistent scarcity at this time will lead to hardships for many Nigerians. Omelogo Nadi, Channels Television News.
We're still on the fuel scarcity, and energy expert Mr. Olabode Shoumi has been explaining the reason behind the long queues at the service stations. Mr. Shoumi says that subjecting the nation to hardship is not a solution to the problem, but advised the marketers and the government to resolve their differences without inflicting hardship on Nigerians.
The marketers and the supply chain system that goes through the downstream industry have certain complaints in terms of the margins since the downward review of the fuel price. And of course, these are there are negotiations and interactions within the system, but the queues is a fallout of imperfections within the system. It has nothing to do with fuel prices. In point of fact, the fuel prices reduction should mean that there should be excess fuel available in the system. The private sector has the capacity to actually deliver those services. Yes, there are NNPC mega stations, but they are just a drop in the ocean. So effectively, yes, you probably get fuel at the NNPC stations, but that cannot cure everybody. So at the end of the day, the system must work. It's a system problem. The system needs to work, the system needs to engage itself, and the system needs to produce. Whatever grounds any part of the system has, subjecting the nation to hardship will be the solution to their problems. Yes, it can get attention, yet it can divert attention, but it does not necessarily solve the problems. So I do not think that somebody not being fully paid at the moment will be enough reason for fuel prices in Nigeria.
Away from the fuel scarcity situation, 164 Youth Corps members who distinguished themselves in the national service in 2012, 2013 and 2014 have been offered automatic employment by the federal government. President Goodluck Jonathan, who announced the offer to the Corps members, also gave out scholarships to some of them and cash rewards to others who sustained injuries during their service years. The occasion was the 2014 President's NYSC Honours Award, which held at the Presidential Villa. Our State House correspondent Chukuma Unekuse reports.
To be decorated by the President.
This occasion is the 2014 President's NYSC Honours Award holding at the conference hall in the Presidential Villa. President Jonathan has to be here to honor these Nigerian youths who have distinguished themselves while discharging their duties as Youth Corps members. A breakdown shows that 55 Corps members had done well in 2012, 52 in 2013, and 57 in 2014. One after the other, the President hands out the medals as well as presented the plaques to them. There were also the National Council of Women's Society Best Overall for 3 females. The elected president extolled them for the love of their country and encouraged them to do more.
In line with our policy of encouraging our youth to always strive for excellence, including serving and prospective Corps members, I hereby announce the immediate employment of the award winners. I know some of your state governments, like Akpabio and others, have employed some of you. but the remaining ones will absorb you in the Federal Civil Service. Also, for some of you who may want to continue with your studies, you have automatic scholarship for your postgraduate studies. So one of our businessmen, the chairman of the Better Group, have donated 5 million naira for that. A donation from Governor of Akwa Ibom State for the Hope and Life. There are 9 of them. He has 5 million for 9 of you.
He tells state governors and the private sector to key in to the various programs in stock for Nigerian youths. Over the years, since inception in 1973, the Youth Corps program has tried to be innovative in outlook. The pledge through the Minister of Youth Development and the Director General to do more, especially with impending elections.
It is gratifying to note that the present administration, under the able leadership of our dear President, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, has demonstrated deep commitment to the development of youth through various policies and programs.
Corps members are currently engaged in support of the federal, state, and local governments through our various programs such as the Health Initiative for Rural Dwellers, the NYSC Combating Ebola Virus Disease Program, HIV and AIDS campaign, and our participation in elections in Nigeria.
Some of the beneficiaries bear their minds on the federal government's gesture.
To emerge overall best in the country. Indeed, God is worthy to be praised.
I'm so overwhelmed.
Highlight of the day was the cutting of the honors cake. While President Jonathan instructs that henceforth the awards should hold every year to avoid the tension that comes with a backlog of the recipients kept in waiting after one has served his fatherland meritoriously. Chukuma Onwekusi, Channels Television News.
In part 2, after the break, court reaffirms Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi as PDP governorship candidate for Enugu State. That's in a moment. Do join us again.